Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Oh, we got another nice one for you this time. It's extra special, one you're gonna for sure love, and maybe you've noticed that it says Gibson USA on the outside of this nice case here. Well, we got to get in here and see what we're talking about here, don't we? So let's dig right in. Well, bam. Oh yeah. Ba-dow. That's the way we like it. Alright. We'll crack the lid on this one, because it's extra special. Give it to y'all one. Oh. Woo. Well, doggy. Look at that right there. That's what you call a nice little gold top Les Paul. Oh boy, everybody just soak in the beauty. Man, it's got a fat little belly on it too. Look at that. You should put a little belly button right there. Man, that is really just beautiful. And look at how it's laying in the white case. Oh, beautiful. Then we get up here to this headstock. Real nice. See, this guitar belongs to a guy named Eric, the one who had the Eastman guitar. If you watch the channel, we just did his Eastman. He came over, he played, he said he loved it. And right after we wrapped up that video, he says, hey, I got another guitar out in the car that needs some love too. I like what you did with this one here, and I need this one done too. So, you know, I think he's got a few very special guitars like this. And, well, this is one of the really, really nice ones. You can see it's got the, you know, double humbuckers on it. It's like a regular Les Paul, all set up. Real beautiful. Got the binding. Got the whole works. Everything's in there. Let's take a look at the back. Oh, of course. The back is just as beautiful as anything else here. Yeah. Well, the next question is, what kind of tuners do we have on it? What do we got? Oh yeah, we got some Grovers. Look at that. Man, loud and proud. Grovers is the way to go. I like some hip shots too. Those were alright. Alright, tell you what, let's put this one back in the case here. We're going to lay it right down there. We're going to admire its beauty one more time. And now we're going to take this over to the bench. We're going to give it a nice setup. Give some love, change the strings on it. You know, do the things that, you know, make a guitar something special. That's what we do. We make guitars special. You know, we make them so that they are your best friend. You know, for lack of better words. So let's get this over and get started on it. What do you say? Well, all right, here we are over at the bench with this beauty here. Man, you know, it's really looking nice. Back of that's clean. Ooh, clean. You know, look at the back of the neck, back of the headstock. Nice and clean. Just, you know, regular, good quality Gibson stuff. Anyway, you know how we're going to do this? We're going to start by taking the strings off of this. And first thing we want to do is get our tools down over here. We're going to take our little winder and we're going to loosen the strings a little bit. But these has got locking tuners on there, and they didn't wrap them around at all, so it's not going to take very much to get these strings off here, that's for sure. And I can tell some of these tuners are kind of tight, so let's get our cutters. Cutters right here, we should cut these right off. Take the bridge off. Alright, that bridge's locked down there good, so maybe we'll just leave that on it for now. But we will take the strings out. Take the strings out without scratching everything all up. Alright, and this has got the locking tuners on it, so let's come on down here. Bada boom, bada bing. We're going to turn it over. So that the bridge is going to stay on there too. So let's turn it over. And what we're going to do is we're going to see we got the tighten it a little bit. You got the Grover locking tuners, and basically you got to turn this little knob here on the back there. That unloosens the post that goes through the center of the tuner and goes up and clamps down on your string when it goes through the hole. So you stick your, I'll turn it around and show you. When you stick your string through the hole there, okay, then this little post comes up from the bottom when you tighten this down, and it post comes up through your hole and just clamps the string down. It's a locking tuner. And the thing about it is, I think that, in my humble opinion, even if you got locking tuners, you should probably still, you know, have a couple of wraps around the old peg there. I think that works a little bit better. I don't know. It gives you a little something else to help. You know, right here, you know, you got one thing holding it, and when you do it the other way, you wrap it around a couple times, so you got two things holding it. So, you know, I think it's less likely to stretch out or move, or, you know, anything like that. Anyway, got the strings off it. Let's get back down here and do some business. All right, we'll widen back up. Now, all right. So the next thing I think I want to do is we're going to address this neck. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm sorry. First things first. We are going to get out the old screwdriver. If I find it. Alright, right there. We're going to take the truss rod cover off. 2 screws. Set those right over there. Right. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. We're going to flip over the, we're going to move down a little bit more. We're going to flip this whole guitar right over. And we're going to come back here and we're going to check these screws here. Make sure everything's tight. Okay. Don't want to have anything that's not right. Check it all. Sure, it's all good. Now these were feeling kind of all hard across here. So I think I'm going to give these just a little bit of adjustment too. There's a little screw right here on the end. I'm just going to loosen it up just a little bit. Sometimes that's all it takes, is just a little. Let's try that. Oh, much better, much better. That's exactly what it needed. Just that little bit of. Just let it loose, just a hair. There we go. Right there. I'm doing it blind from this side. There. That one wasn't real tight. And right there. That one can go just a little hair more. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Alright. See those little things like that. See, that way when you go to tune, you don't have one that moves easy and then the one that goes, you know, you gotta, it's really hard to move. You know, you want them all to be the same. Okay? And another thing I'm going to do here is we'll come around here, we'll get out our tool, we're going to come over here and see. If we can't see, make sure our nuts are tight out here on the top. And they appear to be in pretty good shape. Nice and tight. Which is the way we like it. There we go. Nice and tight. Everything's taken care of up here. Alright. Next thing on the agenda is we're going to check our neck here. Do a neck check. Okay, we want to see if this thing is level or not, and let's put it on. Seems to be in pretty level shape, but we need to get out our good old handy dandy feeler gauge down here. The one that's paper thin. And you know the routine, we're going to stick this across here. I'm going to try to hold it in the middle this time. And I'm just going to go from behind here and see what is going on. See, now it's coming through in the middle. So that tells you that it's a little low, and then as soon as I get down towards the end, it stops hitting. So it means that I got a little swoop, a little bowl in the truss rod, which means that it needs to be tightened up just a hair. Okay? So let's see. Let's have the same tool that the other one had right here. Goes to rebound. I'll tell you what, I'll be right back when I get my tool. Alright, I'm back. I found my tool. And we're going to try it again here. I tightened it just a little tiny bit. And it seems to be, before it was tapping right in here, and these were low. But now these are up. So it's getting smaller. Let's put it that way. So we're going to tighten it up just a little bit more. I'm just really kind of creeping up on it. And like I do before, sometimes we'll try to help it up a little bit, help it the way we want it to go. Okay, and I'm going to put this back on here and we'll see where it's at. See, it's not touching. Let's see, it is looking pretty good. I think it needs maybe just one more little oomph, oomph right there, and let that set for a minute. And what we're doing is we're tightening this truss rod. The truss rod is basically a bolt that goes through the inside of this guitar neck, okay? And it's got a nut down here on this end, and as you tighten up that nut, that gets shorter, and it makes the guitar neck get a hump in it, okay? And if you loosen it, it'll make the guitar get a bowl in there. So we're trying to get it to come up from being a bowl to being level. So we're tightening it just a little, ever so slightly, and trying it and testing it, and see what this does right here. That's money right there. We try it up here. I forgot to try it on the top. We're going to try it up here, because I don't want it to go underneath the top. Nope, that's good. Alright, we'll put this away. Well, we'll need it later, but that's it. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we always do. You know, because really, you don't want to miss a step. And you know, everything is important. It really is. So we do the things the same. I don't care if this is a $3,000 Gibson guitar, or it's a $50, I just bought it off of Marketplace, who knows what kind of guitar it is. You know, they're all the same. They all get set up the same. They all get, you know, the same kind of love and attention, and you know, when they go out of here, they're playing good and they're looking good. So I'm just putting a marker down here like this. It's pretty simple stuff, and this just lets you know when you start. You know, we're gonna go across it with the leveling beam here. If I can find it, what exactly it is. Oh, there it is. You know, it's got the same piece of worn out 600 sandpaper that's been on there for about the last, I don't know, 10 setups. It doesn't take much, and that's the whole thing. I'm not trying to take material off the top of your frets, man. I'm trying to take as little as possible, because I want you to have a good fret life, you know. So we're taking it down just enough so it gets level. So I'm not trying to, if I gotta sit here and give it a little extra work, and you know, and because I'm hardly taking anything off, well then, you know, besides this piece of sandpaper on here is more like about an 800 or 1,000 grit after, you know, all the times I've used it. Alright, and what I'm going to do here, see, here's my technique. I'm leaving the tool on the first fret, so I'm not going off the first fret. I'm just going back and forth a little bit like this, just enough to mark things up. And then I'm going to take a look and see how I'm doing here. And see, I've taken just about everything off the top front over here, but in the middle, I'm still a little bit low. So that tells me that I need to come up just another hair with this, like that, okay? And now I'll give it another whirl, and bet you dollars to donuts I'm cutting right across here. We're just gonna leave it right on there like that, and I'm just gonna go back and forth just a little bit. Yep, it's starting to cut on some of these ones right across here, and I think I'm gonna just keep on going a little bit. We'll see how we do after we give it a couple of swipes here. Yep, see, now it's still not exactly cutting in the middle the way I'd like it to. So, what I am going to do though, is I'm going to recheck it with my straight edge again. Okay. Okay. It still looks like it's in good shape. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try going back and forth here a little bit. See if that registers on any of these. Yep. And it is. And I'm cutting very little on the other ones. But I think I really, honest to gosh, I think I want to do just another micro turn. And it really wasn't anything. I just barely made it move. Okay? And I think that should get us where we want to go. Okay? And we're going to take this and move this down here just a little bit like that right there. And just give a couple of, whoops, see myself a little more room. Lock that up just a little bit. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. And I'm not putting any pressure on this leveling beam, just going back and forth with it nice and easy. Yeah, we're starting to cut in there. So, we'll just keep going back and forth here, nice and easy. Nice and easy. It's starting to cut. But I'm still not getting where I'd like to be. I don't think I really did anything on that last one. So, there we go. Let's try that. Maybe I'll give it a little bit of friendly persuasion like that. Sometimes that helps. Okay. Let's give it a little, just a little try there. Yep. I'm going to live with that right there. I think that we can get where we need to go on that one. Move that right underneath here. Yes, sir. Cutting all the way across. That's what I like to see. And see, I'm going to wait till I get cutting all the way across. See, we got a couple of dents there. See, that's another thing that these shows that if you got any dents in the string or in the frets or anything like that, it'll show up because of the black marker. So I'm going back and forth on this. I can go off the first fret now, but I got everything so this showing. Yep. Okay, just got a little tiny bit over here that we'd like to address. But you can feel it. If you go across there and it feels smooth, you're riding that you know, leveling beam across there, man, it feels good and smooth. You're good. Okay, I got it all off. Okay, next thing I'm going to do here is crown these frets. What we did is when we level them, we flattened them out. So now we're going to put a little crown on them, and this little file right here does that. And basically, I just I don't want to tighten it a little bit. Basically, we take this and we put it on the fret. I'll go back and forth like that. It's got a little file right here in this little groove. Really, it just basically reshapes the top of the fret. So if there's a little point on there, it's rounded off. So when the string hits it, it's not hitting on a flat surface; it's hitting on a rounded surface or a pointed surface. Okay. And we go ahead and do that. We do that out to all these frets, make sure they're all nice and flat and everything. And then, when I get done with that, I am going to go over these fret ends. the ends of the frets here. Back up a little bit. These don't really need anything. I can feel that it's already perfectly smooth and stuff, but I do feel a little bit on the nut. I think I'm going to take the corner of the let's see right now here. See, the corner of this nut right here is just a little bit sharp. And, you know, and a lot of times when you close your eyes and feel stuff, and just, you know, if you feel anything, oh, right there, that feels a little bit sharp. Well, I'll get rid of that sharpness. You know, and I might have to do a little something on the frets here. Just very, 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 very little on the fret ends, okay? We'll do that. Get the fret ends all taken care of. And then I will come back and I'll start polishing the frets, and we'll do all that stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and do the stuff that takes a while, get that taken care of, and then I'll be back. You know I will. Alrighty, I got the frets all filed down real nice, so there's a point back on them again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go over them and just kind of wipe the fretboard down with a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a rag. I got to keep that stuff away from the body, because rubbing alcohol and nitrocellulose do not get along at all. And, you know, I'm getting a little old. I'm getting a little bit of blue stuff off there too, a little bit of dye. It's gonna lighten up that fingerboard a little bit. Look at it. See, it's probably never been cleaned. Probably never been cleaned. But we're gonna get it nice and clean here. Some more stuff on it. It's not really changing the fretboard any. Yeah, get it nice and clean. And we're gonna clean it again once we do the polishing on it and stuff, and get the frets all polished up and everything like that. But right now I'm just trying to get the schmutz off of it. You know, any fingerprints or anything like that. And see, now it's hardly even blue at all. So we got most of that off there. Alright. On to the next step. Now what we are going to do is we are going to start off with our sandpapers. Got a piece of 600 here. I like wore out sandpaper. I mean, you know, I don't like it when it cuts a whole lot. I like it when it's just, I'd rather work it a little bit harder, you know. But we're just going to kind of go back and forth here. And I didn't really do anything to the fret ends. The fret ends all felt real good. I did go ahead and massage the corners of the nut just a little bit so that they were, I know how it sounds, okay. But I did get in there and I sanded them off so they're not all sharp and pointy anymore. Nobody likes it when it's pointy down there. You know, you want everything to be nice and smooth and friendly, you know? Alright, I'm getting down here. We're getting all this stuff real nice. I'm going to start smoothing things out. Anyways, I tell you what, I'm going to go over this fretboard with the 600, and as I did, we're sort of getting the wood a little bit too, smooth that out some, and then I'm going to hit it with 1200, and then I'm going to hit it with 2000, and we're gonna keep working it down till this is almost shiny, and then when I get done with that, I'll be right back. Okay, we gave this fretboard a good going over with some 600, some 1200, and some 2000. We got all the little ends right here and stuff, but now it's time to go over with a little steel wool. And I got my good old trusty steel wool on a magnet so it don't get all junk all over the place. And we're just basically going to go over this and start polishing those frets up back and forth. I'm trying to get the wood too, so I'm kind of pressing on the wood as I'm doing this too. You know, giving everything some love. And we'll go over this a couple of times, getting it nice and shiny. But you can see these frets are really starting to shine up and polish up real nice. And I don't have to do much but just kind of run this back and forth on them. Run it around, and we're smoothing out that wood too. Oh yeah, I can see that happening. Yep, don't take much. It's all these little things that add up to a guitar that plays and does what it's supposed to do. I'll keep that right with me. And that's the nice thing about this magnet being on the back of my steel wools. I don't have to worry about a bunch of crap coming off the steel wool and getting all over the place, because it does. And right now, there's nothing, not one little tiny piece of steel wool anywhere. Because the magnet's been on there for a while too, so it's, you know, it's probably all magnetized to the magnet. But yeah, we're getting in there good. Okay, and now I'm just going to sort of go back and forth a little bit, like this. You know, and maybe I'll try to get it in the wood a little bit more. So it's all smooth and happy. Everything's smooth and happy. You know, everything's smooth and happy. That's what we're trying to do. So, well, you know, I mean, just, I don't know what it is. I guess if the guitar is playing perfectly in tune, and it's playing smooth, and it's got a nice action, and it's doing everything that it's supposed to do, if you still sound bad, I guess it's your own damn fault. You know, because, hey, man, the guitar's got all the boxes checked. It ain't the guitar. You know, it ain't your speaker. But you get something like this in your hand, man, you're able to, you know, inspire yourself and turn around and write some hit song. Alright, look at that. We got that pretty much polished all up. What Pam. Okay, we're going to do one more thing here. We're going to get extra special on it, I think. Where is it? Here it is. We'll get out the old Dremel Schmemel. We're going to go over these fret ends, go over these frets just a little bit. So I can take that off of there now. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my polishing compound here and just put a little bit on the end of this. On the end of this here. I'll probably just use my finger. Just get a little bit on there. So I don't want it flinging it all over the place. One more. There we go. Woohoo! Did pretty good. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of squeeze that in. I'm just going to back and forth a little bit. Alright, I'm turning this on. It's throwing the stuff all over the place. That's alright though. Alright. There we go. So take this jungle, we're just kind of going over that fret just a little bit. All it takes is that right there. That's going to give it that extra oomph. Let's put them up to the top again. Alright, I'm happy with that. Got them nice and polished and shiny. Let's see what they look like now. They've been polished within an inch of their lives. Woohoo! Can you see that? Let's take a look at it a little closer. Looky there. Can you see how shiny that is? I mean, I don't know if you can. Maybe you can just a little bit right there. See? Man, it's shiny. Take my word for it. It's shiny, 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 clean. All right. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take some toilet tissue here. We'll put a little bit of alcohol on it. Come on now. Oh, here, alright. Alright, let's put some on there, soak it down real good. Okay. We're going to come over here and clean this fretboard up. any rubbing compound or any crap that's gotten on it here in the last few seconds. I want to get all that stuff off there. See, we got a little bit of dirt, and some of that stuff on there is the fret itself. You know, the fret's made of nickel, and it will leave a little bit of a black mark on there. But we're getting this nice and clean. All right, now we let that dry. We go over with a towel. All right, we're one step away from this being done. We've done everything there is going bad to it. Okay, and I tell you what, I gotta go grab something and I'll be right back. All right, man, I'm back, and we got my good old coconut oil. We're gonna put a little bit of that on there to get this thing hydrated. So we're just gonna get a little bit right on there. There, we're gonna rub that in with our finger. Oop. Yeah, it is a little bit warm day today, so the coconut oil is a little on the runny side. That's what I love about it. It works good. Anyway, some of that on there. Get that spread all over. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna spread this all over. We're gonna let this sit on there for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and wipe it off. We're gonna have a perfectly hydrated fretboard all ready to go. Probably hasn't seen any of that kind of thing in quite a while. So yeah, it's loving it. It's going to soak up a little, just not soak up, but it's going to take up just a little bit of this oil, you know, in the top surface, just to make it sort of so it's, you know, it's protected, I guess you could say. And I've even went so far as to put a coat of car wax on a fretboard, you know, wax it all down with some car wax, let it dry, and then go after it with a buffing wheel, you know, a buffing pad, and just really polish it like you would a car. And man, they come out slick, and they come out slick, Jack. They sure do. They come out slick. All right, I'm gonna let that set for a little bit, and when then I'm gonna wipe it off. And when I get done wiping it off and everything, I'll be back. All right, back in it, back at it. We got the fretboard all nice and wiped off, and as you can see, it looks really nice. Nice shiny frets, you know, and the wood nice and smooth, and everything looking good. And the fret, and the neck is all done. Then I went ahead and I made sure that all the screws were tight on the pick guard and all that kind of good stuff, you know, and the strap buttons were all, you know, no problems there, you know, because we have to check everything, you know. I want to make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be, you know. So we're not fooling around here, you know. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to turn it over on its back like that, and I'm going to go in here and we're going to, we're going to take these covers off, and we are going to get in there and inspect things and give the switches and the knobs and everything just a little bit of love, a little bit of lubrication, a little bit of you know, cleaner and stuff like that, so that they, you know, give them a little bit of service, you know. And of course, it's got the old Switchcraft 3-way switch in there. And I'm wondering what we're going to have in here. We might have a regular conventional wiring, and we might have some you know, something on a board or something like that too. So we'll find out here in a second, won't we? One more screw. Well, that's another thing I didn't really get. I got to make sure this jack plate over here, whether, you know, is everything is copacetic on that. And make sure the screws are tight on that. Yes, they are. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the nut down here is nice and tight too. Yes, it is. Okay, let's take this plate off here, see what we got in here. I can get it off. Oh, where's my little doohickey for that kind of thingy? There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we have a regular old Gibson. It's on a board, and I don't know if you can see that. It's on a board. Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. It's on a board. It's got some nice pots, and it's got the modern pots in there and everything like that. You know, see, it says Gibson in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get in there. We're going to put just a little bit of lubrication in the pots down there, because it looks like you can still get a little bit of stuff in there. And that's what we're going to do. Just put just a tad in there, and then we're going to go back and forth. I'm going to zoom out. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to put just a tad in there, and if I can find it, find it over here. And what we're doing is we're just trying to get a little bit in there, and then we're going to go take the knobs and we're going to go back and forth with them, and that's going to be about the extent of it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the guitar up here on the side a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to get in there where that's going to run right straight down in there where I want it. Right there, right there, and that's really the only two that I can really get are these two volume knobs right here. We're just going to kind of go back and forth a little bit. Okay, that feels pretty good. There is a little bit of a shaky jateness that I don't like to this. Well, that is a push-pull, isn't it? Alright, so we're going to get a little bit of a push-pull up on that sucker too. Yeah, it's got some play in it. Wonder what's going on with that. So we have to make sure that everything is doing what it's supposed to do. Alright. I'm satisfied. Looks good. Okay, we got some lubrication in there. We got some, some loud. We checked out these push-pull pots. Everything looks like it's doing pretty good. It was playing just the way it was supposed to when we tried it out. Because we always try them out before I start working on it. I want to know if it's playing. If there's any problems that pop right up, you go, hey, it's got this bad on it or whatever. So anyway, we're gonna put the plate back on there. And we're going to button this back up, and when I get this button back up, I'm pretty sure we're going to give it a little wipe down, and then we're going to get ready to put some strings on it. So let's get in there. Alrighty, we got the covers back on here. I went ahead and gave the three-way switch a little bit of lubrication, a little bit of love. Went back and forth with that a couple times, so them things can get kind of tricky. But it's in good shape. And the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to prop this neck up just a little bit more. And I got a little bit of, we're going to clamp the body a little bit. Now, not that it's really dirty or anything like that, but we're going to give it a little bit of love, a little bit of wiping down. So what I'm going to do is I got a little bit of this wash and dry, car wax. Basically, it's just a little spray wax. We're just going to spray that on there. It doesn't hurt anything. And we're just going to kind of rub it around a little bit. Because, I don't like to get it all over everything. And I don't want it running all over the place. But it is alright. It's a nice little, it really kind of shines things up real nice. I was really impressed. That's why I've been using it. I try to have some products that are going to work well. That are safe. And that, and this even has a pleasant little smell to it, So when you get your guitar, you take a look at it, you pull it out of the case, it has a nice little smell to it. And it's nice because I can take this stuff and I got the spot where I've been wiping it right there on the towel here. And I can just keep taking that little damp spot and going around here and rubbing that all real nice until it shines like the day it came out of the factory. Look at that. I mean, that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And so that's what we're trying to do, get a little bit of that on the back. And I'm going to do the neck and the sides and the front and stuff just like that. And when I get done doing that, I'm going to be ready to put some strings on this thing for sure. So how about we do that? We'll be back in a second. Well, well, well. We're ready to put some strings on this. You know, you go through and you shine them all up, make it look pretty. And if it's already pretty and shiny, you know, it doesn't look like you really did much. But, you know, it is. I got every last little bit of anything that was anything on anywhere. So, we got it all set here. We're ready to put some strings on it. Let me see. Got a pack of strings over here. These are the ones he likes. He likes these D'Addario 9.5 through 44. And, you know, when you get used to something, you know, get used to the way that string feels, man, that's what you want on there, you know. So, if this is what the man likes, this is what the man likes. You know, I prefer the Ernie balls, but that's just me, you know. That's what I've played. But anyway, let's get these bad rats out. See, they come in a little pack right there. This, and then you get a couple like separate. You get 3 individual packs. These are the first 2 strings, the big fat ones. And that one's going to be the E and the A. So the E is the brass one, the gold one. And the red one is the A. So we'll put the brass one in first. And let's see. And let me see. You guys have seen, you know, seen me do this like a gazillion times. Okay. Try to set that on the string. Okay. So anyways, we're gonna stick that through the bottom here, this string down here. Try not to scratch anything up or anything like that, you know. Gotta be careful. Alright. We're gonna make sure that's in there good. Okay. I'll come down here, measure off with my finger. Stick that through there. Give it a wind. Like that. Poke that up. Get the winder out. Wind it up. I go the first wrap goes around the over the top of the string going through the center here, and then the rest of them go under. And there you have it with the first string on there. First string on, bam, bada boom, bada bing. You know, I don't really tighten them up. Yeah, I'm just getting them on there, just getting them into place. Then we're gonna come back over here. We're gonna trim that off. And what I do is, in fact, I think I'm gonna wing this around here a little bit more, so I can get a good swack at it. I'm gonna cut this off real nice and tight, so that it is not gonna interfere with. It's not gonna stick out. There's nothing. You can rub your finger around there all day long. And then I'll go back here in the back and tighten up this locking nut here just a little bit. There's something wrong. Oh well, I'll investigate that later. But anyway, we're gonna go and ahead and put the rest of these strings on here. When I get done, I'll be right back. Well, alrighty, we're back. I'm back. Somebody's back. Anyway, we got some strings on this now, and all we gotta do now is set the string height and the pickup height, and then we still need to stretch the strings, check for intonation, check for the notes playing good up and down the neck and stuff like that, and we'll probably be done at that point. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the string height here. No, that's one of the most important things there is. And let me see if I can't find my highly technical popsicle sticks. That's basically what I use. You know, I've measured them so I know how thick they are, and I've been using them for years. I'm gonna leave that right there. I like that. See what this other side's looking like. Way too low. Gotta come up some. So we're gonna loosen that up. Alright. We're gonna try to take this up. Yeah. Okay. Tell you what, we're gonna raise this side up. I gotta find my tool to get that side up there. We're gonna raise this side up, and when I get the string height right on this side, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We got it. We got the pickup height set. We got the string height set where we want it. And now what we're going to do is we are going to tune it up, stretch the strings, and then we're going to check it for intonation and all that good stuff like that, and check for relief in the neck. That's one thing I want to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and tune it up so we get the right tension on it, and then I'm going to check for relief in the neck. So let's see, we'll get the tune turned down in here. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, tune it up. Alright, tell you what. I'm going to tune this up, I'm going to stretch the strings, and then we will check the relief of the neck. Alright, I am back with this beauty here. We just got it tuned up to pitch, and we're going to check the neck relief here and find the right feeler gauge over here. Is that one? No, not that one. This one right chair. This one is like 7/1000 of an inch, so I can kind of go from there. Alright, we're gonna put that right down the middle there. Let's get over here and let's take a real look at it. What do you say? Alright, what I'm going to do, tighten it in a little bit, okay? We're going to take our straight edge and we're going to put it right across this, right across the frets here, right down the middle of the guitar, okay? And then I'm going to take my feeler gauge, which is about 7/1000 of an inch, I'll measure in here. Measure right in here. And I do not have enough relief. I need just a little bit of relief. So, we're going to go ahead and adjust the truss rod just a little bit. So we get just a little bit of relief in there. And there's the tool for that. That's why I did not put the truss rod cover on yet. So we're just going to let it off just a little bit. Alright. And let's do one more whirl. So now I got the strings pulling on it, so it should get relief real quick. It's getting there. And needs just another little hair. Where's the tool? What did I do with the tool? Oh, right here. Okay. There we go. Just a little hair. Alright. We'll give that one more whirl. That's one thing you got to make sure there's some relief in there. Because you get that neck flat. You know, I like that, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it just one more little oompher right there, and we're going to call that good. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to put the truss rod cover back on it. The truss rod cover is, so let me move over back and widen out. Whoop. Truss rod cover is right underneath here. No, it's hiding someplace. Alright, let me tell you what. I'm going to get this board cleaned up a little bit and get things put away, get the tools put away so I don't scratch anything and have anything bad happen. So when I get things cleaned up, I'll be right back. Alright, I got the truss rod in place here, right where it needs to be. And I'll come in with the second screw here. And we're going to put that right in there just like that. Just snug it down a little bit. Make sure that other one's snug down a little bit. And what, bada boom, bada bing, look at that. Nice little standard. Okay, let's give this a final tune-up, and we're gonna stretch the strings on it. So we'll widen out. Okay. We'll come on over here. Alright. Excuse me. And let's come on over here. Let's table. We'll get a little wider. This way. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, let's get in here. Alright, let's see. Come on, Mr. Tuner. Let's go. Alright, let's get tuned up. Not too far off. When I tune it, I don't hear any, no nuts that are binding up or anything. It seems like it's real good. Okay, now I got it tuned, so I'm just going to give it a little pull, a little stretch on each one of these. Just kind of a little stretch and pull it. I'm not pulling real hard or anything like that. Just kind of trying to take some of that little bit of stretch out of there. Okay, now we're going to go back and retune it. See that the A string went down like a half a step. So did the D. Yeah, you can take some stretch out of them strings. The G went down a little more than half a step. That G, those G's, they like to stretch quite a bit. That and the E does. Now the little E, that mug hardly ever wants to. A couple stretches and it's good. Alright, let's go through it one more time. And basically we're going to just keep doing this, stretching it and tuning it until it stays pretty much tuned. I mean, it don't have to be dead on, but if you tune it and you come back here and it goes almost to the note you want it to, that's good enough. You're tuned. You're stretched. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and stretch and tune and stretch. And then we're going to check for intonation. Make sure we're intonated. So when I get done with that, I'll be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got it tuned up. She's doing good. She really is. She's beautiful. She's got a real full sound. Listen to this G. Good old G. Really does sound beautiful. It's got a nice full sound. Yep. Rings out real nice. Every note plays perfectly in tune. Every note rings out real nice. You can bend it all you want. Real nice, just playing real beautiful. Tell you what, I'm not going to bother playing it or anything like that. We're going to leave that up to the customer when he gets here. When Eric gets here, he's going to try it out. So we're going to see what he thinks of it. But as far as I'm concerned, man, this thing is right spot on the money. It feels good, looks good. It's doing good. So what do you say we just wrap this up for now? Oh, yeah. I got to go clean the case up. So I'm going to go clean the case up and stuff like that. And maybe we'll even show cleaning the case up a little bit. But, we're definitely going to show it after it gets cleaned up. But, it's basically we just go in there and we vacuum it out. So there's it doesn't have any junk in the corners and stuff. And then we go over the outside of it and we wipe it down with some soap and water and get it real clean. And then we hit it with some Armor All and we wipe off all get the little white marks and junk off it just so that it looks brand new and as good as it possibly can. Because this guitar deserves a nice, beautiful case to go in because it's a beautiful guitar, And it's a guitar like this is an investment. And when you know, someday it's going to be worth some money. It's going to be worth a whole lot of money. And it was really a pleasure of mine to be able to you know, do a setup on a guitar like this. So when Eric gets here to pick it up, we'll be back. Alrighty, folks. It's a beautiful morning here in Burton, Michigan. We're waiting for our customer this morning, Sunday morning. Waiting for my customer, Eric, to come here and get his guitar here at MOJO Shop Guitar. We're gonna close the door. We got some MOJO. And what do we got going on over here? Well, we're waiting on him to come check out this beautiful, beautiful guitar that we got all set for him. So when he gets here, oh, we're gonna be ready. So we'll be here in just a few minutes. We're gonna see what he thinks. Alrighty, folks, here we are. We got Eric. He's here for his guitar.
Again.
Yeah, again. I guess he...
Different guitar.
Yeah, and by the way, how's the amp doing?
I haven't plugged it in.
You haven't tried it yet?
I haven't plugged it in.
And
I'm sure that it's fine.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Because I know that it was the cable.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't even plugged it in yet.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's confidence.
Yeah.
And the Eastman guitar, Eric's the one that he has the Eastman guitar.
Yep.
That's really doing good. It's got about 600 views in 2 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's not doing too bad.
Yeah.
But he's got this real nice beauty that we've been taking care of. And Eric, why don't you go ahead and take a look at her.
So, wow, I've never seen the case look so good, Pat.
There was a little spot on the top that was coming loose too. I super glued it back down. Oh. Yeah, it does. It really does have a effect. And you know one thing I noticed?
Now this guitar is 13 years old and
Yeah.
it still smells a little bit like cake.
Yeah.
Just got a little bit of that nitrous on it.
Yeah, and it ought to smell a little bit like my my car polish, my spray polish that I put on it.
I don't want to play it, Pat.
But you know, she's got lots of, it's, you know, I noticed that it's very acoustic. And that's kind of what my benchmark is with a guitar.
Yep.
You know, if it's acoustic just by itself, man, I know it's going to sound good. Rings out nice and smooth. It's like a very soft melodic slash. Yeah, I gave those frets got the royal treatment. You know, and the basics of the guitar things weren't far off. You know, the neck needed a little, kind of like the Eastman. You know, you've brought me two very high quality guitars. You know, one made in China and one made here in the United States. I'm taking this was made in the United States, and you know, they're both real high quality. This one didn't need, you know, the intonation was on even after I put the strings on and everything like that. Blah blah blah. You know. The pickups were pretty much right where they needed to be. The nut was good. I adjusted the truss rod. I didn't have to do fret ends on it. You know, we leveled it, polished the frets up nice. Make sure the pots were good. Oh, one thing that I did notice though is the locker on the tuner on the high E 6-string is broke.
Oh no.
Yes.
High E or low E? Because the
no, that's right there. That one right there. Well, yeah, low E. Okay, yeah, right.
Okay.
The big fat one.
Just won't do it, huh?
No, it just spins and spins and spins. Huh. And, you know, I got it wrapped around there 3 times, and I don't think there's really there's nothing to be concerned about. Yep. But, you know, down the road, you know, you might want to, you know.
Replace the tuner.
Yeah.
Yeah, another Pat specialty, man.
I appreciate it. You know, I really do. And, you know, I like to see somebody who can play the guitar that can give me an actual, you know, an honest opinion on, you know, how you know, how it feels and stuff, you know. And you know, a guitar like that should be plugged in. Would you do me the honor of plugging it? Let me plug it in and play it for a minute?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Sure.
Alright.
I kind of like it when you can't hear what I'm playing.
Well, there you go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, well, that just will never do. We gotta go reset that. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, Mr. Rusty himself, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's got a whole library full of riffs, ain't he? Yeah, we know. He's got a bag of tricks.
Even if it's just a lunch baggie full of tricks.
With a little hole in the corner.
Wow.
Nice.
That's it.
And you know, that's impressive in the first 4 or 5 minutes of playing. Because you know, it takes me at least about 5 minutes before the fingers are warmed up and they're doing what I want them to do, like, you know what I mean?
I've been playing all morning.
Oh, have you?
I'm cramming for this gig. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Well, that's good.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, Pat. That's nice.
Woo! Yeah, it does my heart good.
I don't even want to play it. It's just so pretty.
I know, you know, and I shined it all up and polished it and cleaned it, and it still looked the same. I didn't really improve on
I
it.
really have this. I've gigged this guitar a bunch
Right?
in my life, and you know, I really try to take good care of them. I try to wipe them down. Try to, when I'm done, sweating all over them, and
Yeah.
you know, try to keep them clean. I don't know if you found a bunch of finger.
No, I
tracks or
didn't. No,
whatever.
no, the Eastman was dirtier, actually, than this
Okay.
one was.
Yeah.
No, this one was in good shape.
Yeah, this is wonderful. The playability is great. The sustain, very good.
And the amp's not too shabby, is it?
Sounds nice.
It's got a Fender speaker. It's got a special eminence in it. From an old, you know, from an old Fender.
Is it solid state?
Huh?
Is it solid state?
Yeah, solid state, yeah. It's just that and the amp.
Yeah, it's
The stupid little distortion. I can't even play clean through that because the little switch between is busted. So I just says, screw it, I'll just leave it distortion. And you know, I love that Gary Moore song. I love that Gary Moore song because I'll play along to a backing track of that.
yeah.
You know, and I just love that. I got some real nice runs. I love playing that.
There was a time that I learned it as close as I could, note for note,
Yeah.
and actually tried to perform it in a band where I sang it.
Right.
And this song's bigger than me. You know, like the keyboard player really had all the great string sounds, and the band was equipped to do it. And I spent so much time, and I could never
Yeah.
quite get it. You know.
So you're a happy camper, huh? I would take it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this one up here with Eric.
Yeah, sorry, not trying to take up all your time.
No. I'm just wrapping up.
Now
Just
Pat's
wrapping
got
up the
me plugged
video.
in, and now I'm playing.
Yeah,
going
well,
into
you
my
know,
little world. So.
hey, man, the channel's not used to seeing all this good guitar playing out here. But yeah, I think we got a successful one here,
Yep.
and we're gonna say adios for now.
Adios.
For Mojo Shop Guitar, baby.